Hi everyone, I'm Sabiha and I'm an MSP from the UAE region. In this inspired session, I will be talking about Power BI and my role as an intern in a company. So currently I'm using Power BI in my 6-month internship, which is a part of my college curriculum, and I have utilized various advanced features of Power BI such. In this session, I'll be going through what exactly is Power BI and what my role as an intern is, along with a few projects that I've worked on here. So, what is Power BI? Power BI is a data analysis and visualization tool which could be used to visualize your data. And this data could be from various kinds of sources. You could take it from an Excel datasheet or an Oracle database or even a SQL database. The possibilities are endless. And moving on to what exactly my role in the company so far is, my role is that of working with various company dashboards as well as creating dashboards and reports for their various projects. I work alongside by creating DAX queries and M queries and for the various projects that I create. Moving on to the workflow of the project, this is how it goes. Initially, I'm briefed on what exactly the project is. Followed by that, I'm provided with the datasets required. Now, since the company's database is residing on the Oracle database, I am given the names of the tables as well as the columns that are required in that particular Power BI project. Following that, I have to create the necessary columns, write measures, write DAX queries according to the requirement, and this usually varies from different projects. Finally, I publish it to the company's Power BI account on the Power BI service so that they can access it as well as share it with their other managers and employees. Followed by this, I'm going to go through each of my projects. So this is the first project of the lot, which was a very simple project to help me get acquainted with using Power BI and working with formulas. So this project was to calculate the days a particular a product is due by. So I was provided a data set which had a column called as the due date min, and I created an extra column called today's date, which would have the formula for today's date. Following that, I subtracted these two columns to get the difference in the values, and I created a if-else logic in order to assign these values to different statements. Like if the difference was 30 days, then I would say the value is 30 or something of that sort. And in this project, I took the data from an Oracle database. As I mentioned, the company put all of their data on the Oracle database. Here is a list of some of the queries that I wrote. So the first one is the today's date, and as you can see, it's very simple on how the query actually looks. As you can see, today is just by today and then two brackets and a semicolon, and to get the day number you could just take the column name dot day. And the overdue by, you could see that if something is greater than 1200, then I would show that it was between 1200 and 1300 days. So if you actually go to the DAX query documentation on the Power BI website, it's quite easy to grasp what exactly these queries are doing. Following by that, I have the project number 2. The project 2 was that of a sales info report. And in this, I worked on the various time intelligence functions provided by Power BI, like the cumulative month-to-date sales, the previous month-to-date sales. I had to calculate all of these, and then Power BI has features for calculating month-to-date, year-to-date, quarter-to-date. So I use those in order to calculate these particular columns. Some of the queries I used here were as shown in this slide. You can see that I did a calculate of total sales and then dates month to date on the date table, and date tables and such you can refer to again on the Power BI documentation, and it's quite detailed as well. Finally, moving on to project 3. In this project, I worked with the Power BI apps So here I took in two dashboards that I had created previously and then used the web interface in order to create the Power BI app, which contained those two dashboards. And I didn't take the visuals from every single I didn't take the every single visual on the dashboard. Instead, I chose like two from one dashboard and then two from the other, and I put them in the form of a Power BI app. And as you can see from the screenshot, that these Power BI apps are like easily accessible on various platforms like the iPad app or through the mobile app or through the desktop view, as you can see. And to access them, it's pretty simple. You just download the Power BI app on your device and then you log into your with your credentials and you're able to see the app if the person has shared it with you. Followed by that, there are a few major minor tasks that I've worked on. These were one of them was working with the company's Power BI templates. So in this case, I used one of the templates they had created and then replaced the data with another company's data. So they have a few sister companies, so I replaced one of the company's data with the other and changed the controls, changed the logos, and such. The other thing was I used different visuals from the Power BI Marketplace, and the Power BI Marketplace has a lot of custom visuals which you can use, like tornado charts and such, which are really beautiful and help you understand your data at just a single glance. Apart from that, I also worked on assigning user permission through the row level security feature in Power BI. So, with the help of this, I was able to categorize who could actually access which data on a report. So, if a sales manager was accessing the report, he would be able to only see the sales for his division and not the others. And this could be easily done with the help of the row level security feature. So here you could check out the demo, which is the other video in the playlist. And after this, we will be discussing about the resources which I use to learn Power BI and where you can also check out and learn from. So moving on to the resources, the main or major resource that I used was the official documentation, and this is by powerbi.microsoft.com, and it has a really detailed example with data sets which you can play around with. Apart from that, I also use the Udemy course called Microsoft Power BI A Complete Introduction. As my company offers Udemy for business accounts, they help me get in touch with learning with the help of the Udemy courses. Apart from that, the Microsoft Learn Learning Path is also a great resource, and since you have a student partner, this would also be counting towards your Alpha 1 to Alpha 2 progress, as well as aiding towards your journey as a student partner. Finally, I would like to bring to your attention this really great resource for learning DAX, which is the Kerbal DAX Fridays, and this is basically a playlist of videos which has or which discusses DAX query language over the course of every Friday, and it's a different topic every Friday. Like one of the topics could be time intelligence functions, and others could be creation of date tables, and so on. And it's really helpful, and it helped me during my journey to learn DAX and M query languages. Thank you, and I hope this session was really helpful to you. And if you're interested, you can check out the other videos on the other MSP Inspire sessions. And thank you for watching.